So you can take the projections from the front view, and then you can find out the intersecting points. Okay, so you can mark these points, and then you can complete the left hand side view. Okay, like this. So right now I have drawn this with freehand. Just try to draw this by proper scale. So this is your left hand side view. Okay, and then you can give the dimensions. Okay, so while giving the dimensions, don't repeat the dimensions. So for a particular line, if you given the dimension in the front view, don't repeat the dimension in the side view. So this is how you can prepare the drawing by using third angle projection method. Okay, so the fundamental difference is in the first angle projection method, left hand side view, it is on the right side of the front view, and in the third angle projection method, the left hand side view, you can observe here, it is on the left side of the front view. Okay, and front view is below the xy line and top view is above the xy line in the third angle projection, and in the first angle projection, front view is above the xy line and top view is below the xy line. So I hope this concept is clear. What is the difference between first angle and third angle projection? So now we will see how to represent this first angle and third angle symbolically. So for the first angle projection symbol, we will take the cone, that is one solid geometry. Okay, and we will cut this cone exactly parallel to the base circle. So we will imagine there is one cutting plane that is called as a section plane, which is parallel to the base circle, like this. Okay, so because of this section plane, or this cutting plane, we will get this section like this, which is another circle, which is parallel to this base circle. Okay, and then we will remove this portion, that is portion which is nearer to the apex. So this part is called as apex. Okay, so we will imagine this portion is removed, which is above this section plane, and we will retain the remaining portion. And for the remaining geometry, we will prepare the front and side view. So that will become the symbol of the first angle and third angle projection. Okay, so once we remove this upper part above the section plane, then we will obtain the geometry like this. So this is the remaining geometry. So this part or this geometry, this is called as a frustum. This is called as frustum of the cone. When the section plane cuts the given geometry exactly parallel to the base of that geometry, that is called as a frustum of the cone. Okay, now we will put this frustum of the cone or the remaining geometry in the first quadrant and in the third quadrant. Okay, so let us see how to place the geometry in the first quadrant. So we will get the symbol of the first angle projection. So first take the first quadrant, then take the frustum of the cone. So this is how we have to place the given geometry so that we can prepare the front view or first angle projection symbol. So now you can observe here, this is the circle which is cut by the section plane. Now suppose the observer, this is the position of the observer. So in the front view, we can observe only this portion. This circumference of that base circle. So what will be the projection in the front view for the circumference of this circle? Whether it is a circle or it will be a straight line. You can give the answer. What is the projection of that base circle in the front view? Yes, that curve part, it will be projected in the front view as a straight line. Okay. So therefore, when you project this, so this is the projection, and similarly, from this base point, that is the end point, you can take the second projection. Okay. So we will get one straight line. Similarly, for this curve part, again we will get one straight line here, like this, and this is a straight line. It will be projected as it is. So this is the front view. Okay. Now suppose you observe from the left side to prepare the left hand side view. So in the left hand side view, you can only observe the base circle. Okay. But you cannot observe this small circle. Okay. Because it is behind this base circle. Therefore, the first visible geometry, you can take the reference. So actually it is quite difficult to show in 3 dimensions, but just understand the concept. So similarly, you can take the reference from this point, and then you have to prepare, or you can draw the base circle like this. Okay. And for this, that is the hidden part, we need to represent this by dotted line. Okay. So this is the side view. Now we have to represent this front view and this left hand side view as a symbol on a 2-dimensional paper. Okay. So when you prepare any drawing sheet by using first angle projection method, okay, so suppose this is your drawing paper or A3 size drawing sheet. Okay. Then at the right bottom corner or at the bottom side, somewhere here, you have to represent the symbol. Okay. So this is the front view of that frustum. So if you represent this like this, So if you observe from this direction, this is visible, okay, and this is hidden part. So we have to show that hidden part by the dotted line, okay, and then you can draw the center line. Just refer the line types. So center line, it represents the symmetry as well as the center of the circle, okay. So this is your first angle projection symbol. Do not write this first angle projection symbol. I have just representing this. So just by observing this symbol, anyone who is referring the given drawing, they can get the idea the drawing is prepared by using first angle projection method, okay. Same frustum you can use to prepare the third angle projection symbol, okay. So for that, you have to just imagine the frustum is kept in the third quadrant. So for the third angle projection, if this is the front view, then its left hand side view, it will lie on the left side only. So if you observe from this direction for the side view, then you can observe only this circle, okay, and this will be the hidden. So this is the symbol for the third angle projection method. Okay, so I hope this difference is clear, how to represent by first angle and third angle projection method. It is the projection of the points. So for the projection of point, we will prepare the front view and the top view of a point which is placed either in the first, second, third, or fourth quadrant. So here I have selected the first quadrant only, and there is one point which is lying in the first quadrant, which is in front of the VP and just above the horizontal plane. Okay. So for this point, we have to prepare a drawing on a two-dimensional paper. So the position specified, it is 10 mm with respect to the vertical plane, that is in front of the vertical plane, and it is 20 mm above the horizontal plane. Okay, so this is how we can specify the position of a given point in a three-dimensional space. And if there is a profile plane, then we can specify the position with respect to profile plane also. So for the front view, it is the same procedure that we follow for the orthographic projection. So draw the projection line which will pass through the point and which will intersect the vertical plane. So for the point, its projection will be a point only. So this is A dash. So front view is always represented by the dash. So suppose point is A, then its front view will be A dash, that is a small letter. And for the top direction, draw the projection lines which will intersect the horizontal plane. So again, the projection is single point, and the top view is represented by the letter A. Okay, so this is simple front view and the top view of a single point. Now next part is we have to rotate the plane. So rotate horizontal plane in the clockwise direction like this, so that it will get aligned with the vertical plane, and then rotate both the planes so that we can get the two-dimensional view. So the position mark here is 10 mm above the XY line, 20 mm below the XY line. So A dash is the front view, A is the top view. Okay, so this is your complete front view of the given point. So on the drawing paper, you can draw this view as it is. First, draw these planes, vertical plane, horizontal plane. Draw the XY line. Okay, then mark the position A dash as a front view and A as a top view. Okay, and just draw this projection line as a continuous thin line. And then you can show the dimensions. Now suppose the point is lying in the second quadrant. So this is the given point which lies in the second quadrant. So it is 20 mm behind the vertical plane and it is 10 mm above the HP. Okay. So just note down how we represent the position. For the second quadrant, position of any point or any object is represented like this. The given point is 20 mm behind the VP and 10 mm above the HP. Okay. So just by this statement, we can easily understand the position of the given point. It is in the second quadrant. Behind means either it will be in the second quadrant or it will be in the fourth quadrant. Sorry, in the third quadrant. Above means what? Above the HP, it is first and second quadrant. And below the HP means third and fourth quadrant. Okay, so this is the given position of the point in a second quadrant. Now for the observer, its position will be same. So this is the observer position. This is top direction. So actually observer is so for any view or any quadrant, position will not change. It will remain same. So this is the front view or front direction. This is the top direction. Okay, so actually this line, it should extend from this point only. Okay, I have just made a mistake. So it will extend from this point and it will move in the reverse direction and it will intersect this vertical plane. Okay, so that we will get the front view. Okay, then you can mark the position above HP and behind the VP. So it is 10 and 20 mm. Okay, now just observe how to represent the view of an object when it is lying in the second quadrant. Okay, now we have got top view and front view on the horizontal plane and on the vertical plane. Now this is the rotation of the horizontal plane. Okay, always horizontal plane is rotated in the clockwise direction. Okay, and try to align that plane with the vertical plane. Okay, so now you can draw these views on the two-dimensional plane. So for the second quadrant, when any object it lies in the second quadrant, its front view and top view, they will lie or they will overlap each other. Okay, and they will lie just above the XY line. So we will get front view, that is a B dash above the XY line, and the top view, that is a B above the XY line only. Okay, so this is the difficulty for which we don't follow the second quadrant method. Okay, So if you follow second quadrant method for orthographic projection, then it will create the complexity to represent the views, because both the views, they will overlap. Okay, and that will make a drawing which is quite difficult to read, and therefore we don't follow the second quadrant projection method. So I hope this concept is clear, how to draw a front view and top view for the object which lies in the second quadrant and first quadrant. So in the next lecture, we will say the remaining quadrant, that is the third and fourth quadrant. So we will stop here.